Hey, it's Aran here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have a question regarding Newsendler from my client who is in my .com Truths Tech Support membership. And she's asking about a 7-day challenge creation in Newsendler. This is her question. I was wondering how I would create an opt-in for a list that starts a 7-day challenge. So I plan to send an email out and I'd like to do an automated 7-day email challenge, but I can't seem to figure out. Number one, how to create where they opt in a form. And two, how that would trigger a 7-day sequence to start, and 3, how to automate that sequence with day 1 delay between 7 emails. So I'm going to answer that question in text, and then I'll actually show you the backend of Zendeler so you can see how to set it up in Newsendler step by step. So the answer is, if you want to deliver the challenge live, you're going to need to set it up from the live section of Newsendler, which is the one right here. If you want to set it up as a funnel, an evergreen funnel of some sort, then you would set it up under marketing funnels, which is this one right here. And there are two very distinct differences which the emails work in. So depending on which one you choose to do will be and depending on your circumstances will be the one that you would use. And then the automation of the email sequence will be under automation. In both places, it will be the same. So this is an example of the marketing funnel, okay? Now on the marketing funnel, notice here, when you're sending an email, I'm gonna show you from the very beginning. You go to marketing funnels, and then you go to, I'm just gonna pick the free course one because that was the demo I was using. And then when you look here, under automation, you will click on enable email drip, and here are the different emails. Now on the emails, this is automation, you click on edit action, you'll see that it's paused right now, and that will allow you to now make it live. So I can click on live, which is the button right here. I can just toggle it, okay? And the way this works is you can basically say after or on from subscription. So think about it this way. When somebody subscribes to your form, after 0 days, you immediately send them an email, which you do right here. And then you can do the next email, which is this one. Okay, we're gonna go, and then this one will be after 1 day from subscription. And then the next day, I'm just gonna save changes. And then the next day, this is email 3, you would do after 2 days. And you would save that action. Then you go to email number 4, but day 3. Okay, and then you would do again, email number 4, day 3. 3 days later, and there you go. You do it that way. So then that way, you can see that it's going to basically make it 1 day after another. Okay, so let me just save the changes. I don't want to make it live yet. But you will notice that it will say after 3 days. I didn't actually save this one, so I need to make it after 2 days. Let me scroll down. And this one will be after 1 day. Okay? So here's how this works. You have day 0 email, day 1, i.e. immediately, day after, 2 days after, 3 days after subscription. And that's how you change it. This is on a marketing funnel. Now, here's the difference with the same email automation with a live feature, i.e. doing a webinar live. You go to live. Now, on the live, you would choose live interactive webinars. Don't do live class. Live class is for your existing customers. Live interactive webinars is for people who are leads. They're not customers yet. I just did testing, right? And then when you have it set up, you go to automation. Now notice the distinct difference. Register mail sequence. So on register, 1 day after registration. Now the difference here is that you can do, after they register, you send them an email. Now here's the thing. If let's say you're doing a masterclass in 10 days from now. So I'm doing a masterclass in 11 days from now, give or take, okay? And if somebody signs up today, I wanted to receive an email instantly. But if it is a day before the challenge that they sign up, I don't want them to receive the 7 emails that are coming anyway. So what I would do is the first email will be sent immediately, like after from the registration, it will be sent immediately. But the second email instead will be a little bit different. The second email will be sent, let's say, before scheduled time. So one day, 24 hours before the scheduled time. So it doesn't matter if they register 3 days before the event or 10 days before the event, I can customize it here, okay? Now also I can do a reminder 1 hour before, which again, it's important because it means that just before the event starts, I can say, hey, send them an email. I don't care if they registered a week ago or today or in 1 week from now, okay? So that's when you would actually use these features. And this is the distinct difference of what you would do with the marketing funnels email. You see the difference here is after delay from the moment of registration, whereas here it's also pre the actual webinar starts because you're delivering it live. So you've got that extra customization. That is a very distinct difference you just got to think with when you're creating a webinar. Now, in terms of how do you connect the pieces? So first of all, on pages is the actual registration page, thank you page, waiting page, and replay page. So on the registration page, what I would suggest you do, you go to email broadcast first. Now, under email broadcast, you're just going to create a list. So go to email list. And now you're going to create a list right here on the top right. We're going to give it a name. We're going to call this webinar 7-day challenge demo. Click on create and it's going to appear right here. Okay, so this one. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go to the live marketing funnel. Okay, and then it's going to work the exact same, both marketing funnel on the live on the funnel steps, which you have 2 steps automatically. In this case there's 3, but depending on how many do you want, or if it's going to be under pages of the live. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one you pick, it's going to work exact same. Now when you click on the editor, you're going to want to basically set up the opt-in, which is the enter your name and email, and you want to connect it to the right list. And that's how you want to set it up. Now, by default, the email trigger will already happen as long as the automation is set to live, okay? If it's set to pause, it's not going to be connected. So you want to set it live like this once you've actually written the email. In this case, I'm just going to leave it on live because the first email is just saying those things. Basically, join webinar link and all that stuff, okay? How you create these blue things is by personalized, by the way, okay? Which again is custom to webinars. If you look under the marketing funnel and under automation, and you would look at the customize, you will notice that it might be a little bit different what's customizable there. So let's just go down here and click on personalize, and you could see it doesn't have, instead of webinar funnel registration date and all that stuff, it says funnel URL, funnel name, full name, last name, mailing address, etc. Here, you just have more options on the personalization. You can say webinar schedule time, webinar join link, webinar host, etc. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. Now, let's actually customize this. So this is the registration page for the webinar. Obviously, I'm not going to show how to do this right now. It will be a different tutorial for that. You click on the pop-up, and then here you see on the asterisk, that means it's mandatory. So what you would do is you would click on the email, click on setting, and then you will make it required. So you know it's basically required. Now the asterisk was done manually. If I delete it, it just won't be there. So I'm going to leave it because it's good to have it there. Now on the name, you can make that so it's not required if you don't want to. The email, you actually can't make it not required because they have to enter their email. Now, let's do this again. And now we're going to basically control where it's going to go. So on the settings of the register now, this is the submit form. You're going to click on settings. You're going to click on submit form. And what it means is that it's going to go to the next, whatever it is. Basically, they're going to have to enter their name and email, and only then they can click the button. That's what submit form means. Now you can choose which email list you want to add it to, and you'll notice here's the email list that we created. So we're going to add it to the email list. So now it's connected. Now you can add it to a specific funnel. Now in this case, we don't want that. Remember, we are using live feature, and because we are using live feature, it is very important that the emails are going to be sent from the automation of the live feature, because it's already there. You don't need to connect it to another funnel. Okay, so now we're gonna leave this blank. Now you can always tag, so you can say 7-day challenge. I like to tag things as a lead, so I know if it's a lead or it's a buyer. Anyway, that's a whole different topic, but that's how I like to do it. And then you would do post submit action. So in this case, it gives you a choice to basically submit it to the next link. Now the next link, it basically means that you need to go to pages and go to thank you page, which is this one. Okay, click on this button right here, which is this one. Go back here and enter it on the post submit. Oops. Let me just do it again. I'm gonna copy it. There you go. So now it's going to automatically send it to this page. Now I'm gonna click on save. Now what it means that when somebody registers, it's gonna go straight to the thank you page automatically. Okay, so that's how you do it. Now, the thank you page, you can customize it by clicking here and then click on thank you, and then you can customize it. That's a whole different thing. Okay, now we're going to now just test it to see that it all works, because on the automation we have the first email, but it's live, and we have the thank you page that it's registered to occur. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the link, click on preview. Just gonna delete the preview. Now I like to test things on incognito. If you don't know why, there's a video on how to use incognito right above here, so you can check it out as well. So now I'm on incognito. I'm gonna click on register now. I'm gonna do a demo, and I usually like to put the time, just because that way if I do a test again in 5 minutes, I know what time it was. Okay, I'm gonna do a test with an email address. Excuse the ugly font, it's just set up by default that way. Click on register and it will take me straight to the thank you page. Now it didn't, so now I did the testing and it actually didn't work to go to the thank you page, and I figured out why. So what you want to do is when you are here on the registration page and you create on submit form, you actually don't want to change anything here, post submit action. It will automatically go to the thank you page. So just leave this blank and it will go to the thank you page automatically. So that's what you want to do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it. This is the thank you page. It will automatically go there. So I'm going to click on the link and I'm going to go to incognito again. Now you'll notice that I've got a couple of registered users because I was testing. Okay, so I'm going to delete these users just because I don't want to, they're already been created. And I'm going to go to incognito again, and then you'll see that it will appear the email that I'm going to do here. So here I'm in incognito. I'm going to click on register now. I'm going to do test 1257 and then do the email. I'm going to do just a random email address, register now, and here's the thank you page. Okay, now when the time comes, they will click on the webinar link and it will basically go to the webinar. Now it's not live, so it's still waiting, so it's not actually going to show. It will actually go live at the right date. Okay, now here you will notice all the registration. So hi, test 12:57 a.m. I've successfully registered, and this is the automated email that has been sent. This is really important. You really want to have always an email address that you test things out, because that's how you would know if something actually is working. Okay, so now that that's all done, the exact same process will actually work with creating a marketing funnel. There's absolutely no difference. You would go to funnel steps, you would click on the page, and the same exact process. You would click on the pop-up, you click on the pop-up, submit form, click on the settings button, click on settings, and here the same thing happens. Here, what's funny, why I got confused, is here you actually have it say, go to the next step. So with a marketing funnel, you want to say that, go to the next step, whereas with live feature, it doesn't have that. So it's a little bit confusing. And that's the exact same process basically. So again, you want to add them to the correct email list, but you don't want to change the funnel because it's already part of a funnel, okay? So that's about it. Submit form, yep, that's correct. And that's all, okay? So that's the difference. And let's just go back to the recap, okay? So if you want to do a funnel that is live, choose the live. If you want to do it evergreen, use marketing funnel. And the automation of the email sequence will be under automation at both places. And it will automatically trigger once you make the action of the email live. It will not be before. So you have to go to automation and you would create the emails here, and you would actually create the days and the triggering at the right spot, okay? There is other little automations that you might want to be aware of as well. If you want to be notified when somebody signs up, as an example, you would click on add action, notify admin, and then this is just another way to basically notify you that somebody has actually registered. There's other little automations here, like add a tag, all that stuff. That's all, you know, whatever. Like what's important is really the immediate emails that get sent. Okay, so hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know. And that's about it. Thanks, and I'll speak to you soon.